Hello and welcome back to Planet AP. If you're new here, it's crazy out here, but you're gonna love it. In this video, I'm gonna tell you guys how to manifest with zero tools. If you're someone who's been in the manifestation space for a hot minute, and I have met people who have been in the space for literal years and years and years, and they still don't know how to manifest, right? They still feel like, but I'm just running around in circles like a hamster on a freaking wheel. So if you're someone who's done the affirmation, the scripting, the 369 method, all the techniques in the world, right? Because I was that girly. If you're super done with it, you've tried it all, and you just want to know what makes it stick. How can you just manifest effortlessly? Because everyone always says manifestation is something you're always doing, it's who you're being. Everything's always a manifestation of who you are. So then how do you do it? How do you do it? Right? So that's exactly what I'm going to tell you in this video, that how you can manifest whatever you want with zero tools, zero mirror work, zero affirmation and visualization, literally nothing. The easiest way to do it. Are you with me? Let's go. Anders, I'm going to start off by telling you something that you might have forgotten. Or maybe you actually, I won't even go as much to say that you've forgotten this, because I'm pretty sure if you have learned a lot, if you know a lot about manifestation, right, then you obviously know this, but I'm gonna reiterate it just to set the premise for this video, A, and B, if you're watching and you don't know much about manifestation and you're like, but what about me? I got you too. So let's start over here. Let's talk about you and me. Why did I do that? So now here's two things. There is that of a creation mode, and then here's what goes wrong for most people. They start with the creation mode, but then they stay stuck here. They never get to this part, because a manifestation of anything, okay, is, I will go ahead to simplify it and say that it's as simple as 2 steps. Creation and reception. Create, receive. Intend, receive. Intent, receive. Desire, receive. Because here, let me ask you this. Has there ever been a time in your life where you thought about something, okay, and you didn't even give 2 shits about it, okay? It just popped up in your head, and then suddenly someone brought it, or you thought about someone and they called you. Something like that. For example, you wanted coffee, for example, and someone just brings it for you, right? For example, the story I was telling you guys, I wanted paints, and I literally got a whole paint set as a gift for my birthday. I wanted a shampoo, and my mom just went and got it without me saying it. So there are a lot of times in our lives when we think about something and it literally just happens. Another example, I was thinking about a specific type of pasta right before I slept the other day, and I was like, man, I would really love to have it, whatever. I wake up the next morning, and my mom, who's never made that pasta in her entire life, goes like, oh, I made this for you. I'm like I'm tripped, what do you mean, right? So when those kinds of instances are literal evidences for us, okay? So we're going to use these as evidence to understand that manifestation is as simple as 2 steps. Creation mode, receiving mode. Intention, reception, okay? You intend for it, it manifests. Intention, manifestation. Not even, why is my hand dirty? So intention and manifestation. Because for something to manifest means that it goes from the 5D, the quantum realm, to the 3D. Because creation is finished, which means that if there's a desire you have for something, there's an intention you have to have something, it already exists. You cannot have the desire if that thing did not exist. And if it already exists, because creation is finished, then all you're really doing is you're intending for that thing to go from the realm of unseen to the realm of seen. Because at any given moment, there are 11 million bits of information that are all around you, but your conscious mind only processes 40 to 50 bits of that information based on what your energy field contains, to what your familiar frequency is, let's say. So based on your familiar frequency, that is what you draw into what? Your reality, period. So now, basing our conversation off on this, right? Now, I lost my point. So Yeah, so that means that if there's 11 million and you're just perceiving 40 to 50 bits, that means that your unconscious mind is literally like filtering out every single thing that you don't need to process, that it doesn't deem as important or it doesn't deem as familiar to your frequency. So it's not that the thing that you want doesn't exist, the opportunities you want don't exist, the people you want to meet don't exist, anything that, you know, it does exist, but you are not receiving it because of your frequency, right? And which is where the intention part comes in, which is where you, and intention, here's the thing about intention, okay? Here's the thing about intention. Our fastest manifestations are when you have a thought, right, about something. You're like, let's say, coffee. And then you move on with your day. You know, you move on and you're living your life, blah, blah, blah. And then the coffee just comes and you're 3D. But your mind is the one that gives meaning to whether coffee is easy to manifest or not, or whether coffee is easy to manifest and money is hard to manifest. Every single thing in reality is actually neutral. Like there is no like, you know, good or bad. There's no money is easier and coffee is harder or whatever, right? In the 5D, in the quantum, everything is literally neutral. It is neutral, meaning it is equal to one another. But your mind, your mental plane is what gives things positive, negative meaning. It is what, you know, says, oh, this is, you know, like so important and this is like not that important. Your mind is like literally a meaning making machine. So if your mind is a meaning-making machine, then that means what if you deem that coffee is not that important, then it's very easy for you to receive that in the 3D. But if you deem coffee is such a big deal, oh, coffee this, coffee that, it becomes hard for you to receive it because you're giving it excess importance. Now, what is excess importance? I talked about this in one of my videos, but basically the law of life is a law of neutrality, okay? Like everything needs to be neutral. Everything in your life currently, the reason you are able to hold it, the reason you are able to just live this life and not be freaked out by it is why? Because it's neutral to you, because it is like normal for you. It is an obvious for you. It is an of course for you. And that is, by the way, the of course-ness is the key, okay? So I want you to keep this word of course-ness. It's not an English word, but I want you to keep this in your mind because every single thing right now, like if I'm holding this marker right now, I'm like, yeah, of course, like, you know, it's so normal for me. If I'm living in this house, it's normal for me. But if I were to like, you know, and a lot of times what happens with people is that their current life is normal to them, but then whatever they want to call into their life is like a big deal for them. Anytime you make something a big deal, here's what happens. You say that like, oh, I'm down here, like on a scale of balance, right? I'm down here and it is all the way up here. You give it all this extra energy. And this desire cannot come to you if it is not what? If it's not equal to you. So every time, now a lot of time, and this is, by the way, the reason why so many people, the processes that they do to manifest, the strategies they use, this technique, that technique, all it does is that it gives this more energetic potential. It puts the desire on a pedestal even more, on a pedestal even more, even more, even more. And the desire's out here like I don't want you, bro. I don't want you, because I want you to think about everything in your reality that you want to draw in, all your entire freaking Pinterest board of, you know, whatever you want. I want you to think about that as like, let me give you a good example. Okay, as like here, I got a very funny example for you, but bear with me, okay? Think about it this way. Okay. Think about me. I think I need to wash my duster. Should we go wash it? Okay, period. Go wash it. Okay. What I want you to do is I want you to imagine your manifestation as a Bumble app. Okay? Now, let's say, okay, now, here's what, this is, I can't believe I'm giving this analogy, but bear with me, okay? Now I want you to imagine that your desire is like a Bumble, is like an account on a Bumble app, all right? So your desire is, let's say, pink Lambo, all right? So you know, like by intending that I want it, you swipe right, and you say, oh, it says it's a match. Wow, all right? Okay, now you're in the pink Lambo DMs, all right? You're in her DMs. Now, what happens in the DMs of any dating app, right? There's two ways you can date actually date somebody, right? Now, if your approach is that, like, let's say the first text you send this is, OMG, I need you so bad. I've been visualizing you, blah, 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 blah. You send like a literal paragraph, right? What do you think is gonna happen? Like, you just swiped right on something. It said it's a match, right? You swiped right on a person. It said it's a match. And the first text that person says, I need you so bad, bro. Like, I love you. And like, I've been dreaming about you, sleeping about you, scripting about you, affirming about you, mirror working about you. I need you. What happens? Like, imagine, like, you match with someone and that's the energy they bring. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? You're literally, like, no offense, but you're actually going to be disgusted. You will literally be disgusted. You will feel like a repulsion towards them. And this isn't even like a conscious thing. Unconsciously, like when you're out here, right? And like this person says, oh my God, I don't even know you, but I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. What happens is, like, your smile goes into like a that is awkward type energy, and literally, like, there will be an energetic wall around you and this person that will literally, like, keep them out. It will literally keep them from coming into your energy because of what? Because of the neutrality, right? When there is no neutrality, then this person, no matter how good they are, it doesn't matter if you're a good person, kind person, smart person, you pray 5 times, or like you give charity, you work for the orphans, whatever. It doesn't matter what your moral compass is. If you think that this person, this pink Lambo, is above you, that you need it, that's the moment you've lost it. You will always keep needing it and it will never look at you. But how do you actually get on a date with someone? Think about it, right? Now, instead of this situation, what if, like, you were in the DMs, okay? Again, pink Lambo's DMs, and you go like, something like, you say something witty, let's say, and she laughs, okay? And then you're just like, sup? You're like, and you're not too overly invested because you don't even know him like that, right? So you text here and there, you suss out the vibe, and like, if you feel it out, like you feel like, okay, yeah, like I like this person, you maybe take it on a different app, you talk a little more, and then you go on a date, right? But if you come in too strong, like over here, there is what? There's a neutrality. There's an equality. Like, you're both equal to each other, right? There's no like, oh, you princess of the wind type shit, right? Like, think about it. Like, every time a guy has been like, oh my God, you exotic creature. Let me tell you, let me tell you guys a story, right? This one time, this was back in like 2022 maybe. Like, I matched with this like random person on a dating app, right? And this person, like, off the bat, they were so much energy, so obsessive, and he's like, I'm traveling the world and I got you like this exotic coffee, I just need you to meet me, I want to give you like I don't even know how many gifts I got for you, blah blah blah. And I'm like, ew, like, I don't even know you, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you got, like, the most important part is like you being in your own frame. Your frame of worthiness. Your frame of worthiness is the most important thing when it comes to manifesting anything or getting a date with a pink Lambo. Because think about it, when you're in your frame of worthiness, and worthiness is not arrogance, it is not I'm above you, but it's also not like I'm below you and I need you. It is like, okay, you're another person. So, okay, you're just a car. You know, it's not that deep. It's not that deep. Like with everything, you go like, okay, it's not that deep. The moment it becomes deep, the moment it becomes deep, that's the moment you lose it, Habibi. Because the moment you go like, I need you, baby. You know, and the thing is, the person get some self-respect. You know what I mean? So and here's what happens is a lot of times all the more energy you invest in like getting the strategy, the structure, this technique, that technique, your mind starts to lock in the 3D. Your mind starts to go like, okay, but like I've been doing this for so long. And also, let me also come to this point, okay? Let me also say this, that this is one of the worst things that I feel I used to follow. And like, I don't even know who gave me that advice, but it was like not a great advice, okay? Which was, hold up, sirs. Okay. What am I, pirate? I could be, I literally could be. So this one time, someone told me that every single day, right? Every day, you should write a letter. Oh my God, and, okay, this is such an important part, okay? This concept, OMG, like, let me just get to this next, because this is one of the worst things someone taught me, okay? But let me get here. Write a letter to like, you know, about how you have the thing you want, okay? And they were like, and here's the thing, they were like, you should feel excited and like, you know, so ecstatic. They were like, you know, you should start your letter like, I'm so excited, I'm so this, I'm so that, and you should feel all these big emotions like, whoa, I got it. And here's the problem with that, okay? I wrote the damn letters, bro. Every day I would wake up and I'd be like, I'm so excited that I feel such, I'm so excited, life is so good, I'm so excited, I'm making this much money, I'm so, and I did that for so long, I did it for so long, and it never showed up. Never showed up. Because here's the thing, okay? Let me tell you this. When I was being excited and ecstatic, I was saying that my excitement and my ecstasy and my bliss depended on, almost, like there was like a cause and effect relationship. That this emotion so high is because of thing, okay? So it created a dependent relationship, cause and effect. Because of this, I have this, okay? So what that did was, when I would go back to my little 3D, I don't see it. It's not there. It's been a minute. Where is it? And then I lose the excitement. Why? Because thing is not here. So I don't feel excited. See, emotions are very fleeting, right? And the thing to master is not how to just, you know, constantly iterate one big emotional state, okay? Because excitement will be fleeting, and think about it this way. There are things in my, because this is how I finally got it. I said there are things in my life that once, you know, like would have been like a dream to me, and right now they're just so normal for me. It's just every Tuesday for me. Like, yeah, like there's this of course-ness to it, remember? Of course-ness to it. So when there's an of course-ness to it, you're no longer excited about it. You're like, yeah, like you're, you know, like there's like a peaceful knowing. There's that's it. There's a gratitude, but there's no like enthusiasm type shit because it's so normal, right? So again, that brings us to neutrality. Because if your excitement depends on the thing, then you know, the higher the high, the lower the low. If you believe that this thing will give you something so magical, you have so much emotions, such a deep emotional attachment to it, then you're not gonna get it. Not because you're not worthy, not Not because you're doing the wrong technique, not because of anything, but just because the higher the high, the lower the low. You're saying that your excitement is dependent on this thing, which means that if you don't have the thing, your excitement drops, which means that you believe that somehow you need the thing to make you feel a type of way. And if you need, that creates this imbalance, but also it's like you've put so much emotional importance to it that without it, like you're like there's a risk of it being such a, like if you get it and then you no longer have it anymore, you're gonna drop. Because your state of being, it's not independent. It is dependent on these things and whatever. But what you actually need, literally, is not a tool. It is to learn how to just be in your own frame and be like, feel whole and complete here and now. Whole and complete here and now. The moment you can accept the present moment for being perfect, even if your logical mind says, be like, okay, what if you could accept that this was perfect? The fear underneath, you know what it is? That if I accept that this is perfect, what if it doesn't get better? That is bullshit, because the moment you accept it, the moment you stop resisting the 3D, the moment you stop needing it to be anything other than it is, literally, I kid you not, every single thing falls in place. And you no longer need it. Why? Why does it fall in place? Because you arrived at a place of course-ness. At a place of neutrality. A place of like, I'm good with it, good without it, period. And now that brings me to future self shit, okay? This is such an important conversation. This is such an important conversation because a lot of times, like I see people, the biggest mistake they make is that this is, like my, say, present self. This is their mind, okay? To future self, okay? So they literally, I'm not even joking. I've seen people do this. From this perspective of the future self, they bully the present self. Like, oh, I'm not doing this right. I'm not doing, my future self wouldn't have done that. My future self, there's no future, honey. What are you talking about? Like literally, there's literally just the now. Everything exists right now, and like you literally do too. So when you say future self, you're constantly projecting who you want to be into a future that doesn't exist. It's always now or not now. So you're always saying not now, not now. Why are my things not here yet? Why haven't I quantum leap? Because you see your future self as someone other than you. There's nowhere to arrive. There's nowhere to go, honey. You are the future self. You are it. And all the shifts happen for me when I realized there is no future self. There's just you. Your future self isn't someone you need to get to know, by the way. Here's another myth, right? I need to get to know my future. No, you don't. You actually need to remember him, remember her. Because you are it, right? So for example, let's say, let me give you this, a funny little example, okay? Let me tell you something. Let's say, okay. I'm gonna tell you guys a story. So there's this cute little lion cub, okay? Okay, I'm not an artist, so whatever. But it's like, wait, do lions have this? I don't know. I don't know if they have whiskers, okay? But let's say there's this little cub, okay? Lion cub, all right? And this little cubby, one day, there's the whole pack. I'm not drawing the whole pack, but there's a pack of lions. Homeboy goes out to be Dora the Explorer, gets lost, okay? Gets lost. And then over here, and he's just like, let's say like 1 month old, okay? So he's very tiny, all right? So it's out in the jungle. Let's say this lion cub is out in the jungle. It's being a little explorer. And then it comes across, I can at least try. Okay, so it comes across goats, okay? And because the lion cub literally lost his family or whatever, it becomes one of the goats, okay? And it's being raised by, obviously these are goats. They look exactly like goats. What are you talking about? So this little lion cub befriends the goats, and it's literally raised by mama goat, all right? So its whole life, it's raised by this mama goat or whatever. And then now, it's been, let's say it's been 7 years, okay? And this is like now he's like a big lion and whatever. And when he talks, he says what? He says bah, right? He goes like bah, bah. Every time the lion talks, he speaks like a goat. Now this lion, right? In order for this lion to remember who he is, because he's always been a lion, right? That never changed, but he grew up in goats, so he started to learn how to baa like them. But for this lion, does he need to learn how to be a lion? No. He just thinks that he's a goat. But what happens one day, my homeboy goes to the river and he sees a reflection of himself here. Reflection. He sees a reflection of himself and he realizes, wait a minute, I'm not a goat. I'm not a goat, I'm a lion. And what happens in that moment? Does he need to go to another lion and be like, hey, can you give me a little note or two on how to like be a lion? Like, how do you roar? What do you do? But he goes like, what do you do? No, he doesn't. He literally just needs to roar, period. Like all he needs to do is remember who he is. Because in his nature, innately, he's a lion. And he doesn't need to learn how to be a lion. He already knows. Just like that, I almost lost the point of my story, but I just remembered. Just like that, you don't need to exactly. Learn. You don't need to learn how to be you. Imagine like you're this lion cub, you were raised by goats, no offense to your family, but you know, like let's say society is goats, right? And everyone around you was always bah, so you learned how to bah, and then you never learned that, holy shit, like I could roar all this time. And all you need to do is unlearn how to bah. You need to remember that you already know who your highest self is. It is so innate in you. You just need to remember you're not a goat. So the concept of future self, screw that, drop that, okay? And all I need you to do, okay, literally, this is as simple as it gets. If you want your manifestations to actually, finally, consistently keep showing up in your life, your quantum leaps to keep happening and for you to keep sustaining them, get out of the goat mind. Because think about it, like, think that your mind is the goat and your heart, your soul is the lion. So if you're always listening to the goat, you will always be ba-baing in your life. But the moment you forget, the moment you tell the goat, like, whatever, bro, and you allow the heart, the soul to run the show, you will roar. And that roar will draw like the pack of lions to you. Which in your case will be what? Your desires. Because you are no longer pretending to be someone you're not. You're no longer, performing. You're no longer constantly forcing yourself to feel some type of way. You're no longer trying to fit in. You're no longer putting your desires on a pedestal. You are just at peace with who you are and you're allowing that to lead you. Because if you're always manifesting, if you're always in creator mode, when are you living? Right? So all you need to do is be. Like if you could accept your current reality to be perfect as it is, if you could say this experience right now is perfect, period, like that's it, like try that out for literally 3 days. 3 days, look at your life as it's perfect, it's whole. I'm safe, I'm home, I have everything I need already. No scripting, no process, no method. Just because you have intent, the intention's been gone, everything's done. All you need to do is shut the hell up. All you need to do is shut up and receive. It's that simple. So if you want a deeper video on how to quantum leap, it's free. It's a free workshop. You can get that from the link below. There's also a bunch of other links. You can check them out, whatever. Khalas. If you want to, you don't need anything, but if you would like to explore, if you would like to know more, there are a couple of links below you might want to check out. If you want to join my school community where where we have live workshops and we connect with each other. It's a community of people who love this work, who support one another, we remind each other, and we feel at home with one another. So if you want to join there, the link's below too. I love you, and I will see you in the next one.